introduce our speaker this morning is Reverend Elizabeth Brown. She was ordained at Camp Chesterfield, Indiana, which is a spiritualist camp that is over 125 years old. She has pursued her mediumship studies there and with Reverend Ken here, and has spoken at many spiritualist churches in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. Reverend Elizabeth was named the 2009 Spiritualist of the Year by the Michigan State Spiritualist Association of Churches in May of 2009. Elizabeth loves working with flowers along with her clairvoyance and uses them both in her readings. She has taught the flower reading course here. Elizabeth also does spirit art, dream analysis, numerology workshops, speaking engagements at Baker College, and spiritual counseling and Reiki. Whew. Please help me welcome to the podium Reverend Elizabeth Brown.
Really? I forgot about all those things. My husband calls me the ever-ready bunny because he's always looking for me. I'm running upstairs on the computer. I'm running downstairs on the computer. Always working. I love it. And that's what keeps you young, too. The more you work, the younger you get. I'm trying to get my husband to do that, too. Come on, Willie. Go downstairs and meditate with me. And then you can go back upstairs, and then you've already done some walking.
Yeah.
Appropriate song. I thought I should have to do the moon dance, the moon. But, I don't know how to do that. At least my heels would get stuck on the carpeting. What I wanted to speak about today is ways to take responsibility for your life and your happiness. And it goes right in with that mirror, looking at yourself. You are here. You are responsible. And also in spiritualism, our seventh Declaration of Principles states, now you said it, we affirm the moral responsibility of individuals and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. And that is how we live. That's how we should be living. We often hear to take 100% responsibility for our life. What is the big deal about it? The big deal is that it moves you from victim to victor of your life. It puts you at cause and not effect, meaning that you accept that you create your life and not just reacting to it. You appreciate things that happen for you and not to you. Taking responsibility puts you at a choice, and that allows you to choose how to respond to life's challenges. You move into the driver's seat of your life's journey. Galatians 6:5. Each of you must take responsibility for doing the creative best you can with your own life. Most of all, taking 100% responsibility, and that's hard, isn't it? Changes your energy, and the practices described will put you in higher vibrating mind-body states. As you know, this is your life. So it pays to take responsibility for this life. Do you agree? The moment you take responsibility for everything in your life is the moment you can change anything in your life. By Hal Elrod. Let us explore some ways that we can take responsibility for our life. Taking responsibility for your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. The happiness in your life is dependent upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. And I wore this little pin here, and it's, I was going to say a dove. It's not a dove, it's a cardinal. And this is for my teacher, Reverend Terry Ryan, who passed a year ago. So in honor of him, who he was very much with Marcus Aurelius, I said that word. To take responsibility of your life is to take responsibility of the powers of thinking, feeling, speaking, and acting, because this is the structure of all human experience. You create your life with your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. You take responsibility when you accept that the thoughts you have are your thoughts coming from your mind. How you feel happens in your body and is a result of your thoughts. The words you speak come from whose mouth? Your mouth. And whose voice? Your voice. The actions you take are taken by who? You. It's all about you. What this means is that nobody can make you think, feel, say, or do anything. They can't. Nobody can push your buttons because you are the button maker. If you let them push the button and you allow it, like I always tell my husband, he goes, well, they did this and they did that to me. And I said, Willis, take responsibility, move on. Nobody can tell you what to do but you. In the same way, you do not have control over how other people respond. We don't. As they respond from their mindset. We are all individuals, but we have spirit within us. Stop blaming. Stop blaming people. Just move on. All blame is a waste of time, no matter how much fault you find with another, and regardless of how much you blame him or her, it will not change you. Dr. Wayne Dyer said that. Stop blaming your partner, parents, economy, your upbringing, or the dog for your misfortune. Blaming keeps you in victim mode and robs you of changing your situation. It is when you stop blaming and accept responsibility for you, you shift from that victim to victor again. Now you can look at the situation and decide what to do about it. Stop complaining. Oh my goodness. Complaining is another form of blaming and playing victim as if you have no choice in the matter. You do. It also shows that you focus on lack, things going wrong, things happening to you. In everything not going according to plan, there is a gift, there is a bigger picture. It is so easy to come up with excuses to delay our happiness. Soon as I get out of this problem, then I'll be happy. Soon as I lose 10 pounds, I'll be happy. Soon as my business grows, I'll be happy. Soon as my child straightens up, you know it, I'll be happy. If you do not put your foot down and decide to be happy right now, there will always be something to keep you from being happy. Get rid of the excuses to keep you from being happy. Get rid of all of them, all the complaints, all the excuses, and start enjoying your life now. This is our life. This is our time. We don't know how many years we have, right? So I always tell, Willis, my husband, I think some of you know him, he's always going, well, this one did this, and this one did that, and this one did that. I says, only you can make you unhappy. Only you can allow that to seep in and get angry about it. There were two men, they had been bricklayers for over 30 years. They were working on a skyscraper downtown. One was always complaining, always unhappy, discouraged, dreading to go to work. The other man was just the complete opposite. He came to work with enthusiasm. He was always upbeat, positive, excited about life. One day at the construction site, a friend came by and asked what they were doing. The first man said, we're just laying bricks. This is all we've done for 30 years. We're still laying bricks, one brick after another. They asked the second man what he was doing. He lit up, and he just said, we're building a magnificent building. This place will stand tall. It'll be seen for generations. I'm so glad that I could be part of this. Their happiness or lack of it was all in their perspective of their life on that. Refuse to take anything personal. This is a very hard one. It's hard for all of us. I know that, not to take it personal. This is the biggest one, assuming that everything is about you. Is it? Is it really? You find out later what they're looking at you and saying, what are you talking about? They've moved on. Taking any form of disagreement as a personal attack. Remember, you do not have control over how other people respond to you. You only have control over how you respond. Refuse to take anything personal. It is most probably not about you, but about the issue at hand, the real problem. Instead of making assumptions, rather ask questions. This is an immensely powerful and liberating practice with never-ending surprises. Make yourself happy. What truly is happiness? When we truly realize that happiness is a choice that we can choose, we instantly empower ourselves in any situation, whether it is a relationship, job, pattern of thinking that has been creating judgments, worry, doubt, fear, or confusion. This intention can be remarkably simple. Just say to yourself, I choose happiness, and feel it. We have to start somewhere with this. This is a new age of finding happiness in areas that are least expected. I have seen for some it taking time to construct a work of puzzle pieces. That can make many people happy. A lot of times when I do readings, I see people doing puzzles still, or casinos. Seeing people at casino, I see my mom at the casino when I think of her. Whatever makes you happy, do it. You've got this life. Don't wait till you can't breathe anymore. Have fun. Some people love to cook for other people. Let them cook. It makes them happy. And, my husband would always say to me, like, why did this person give me a gift? Or he'll say to them, no, I don't need that. No, that's okay. I don't deserve that. Why don't we deserve happiness? Why don't we deserve them to have joy giving us those objects or helping us shoveling our snow? Why can't we just let them have their joy, whatever it might be to them? That's what true happiness is. And why should we chase happiness? Why? Because we want it. But why chase it? Just be happiness. Just be happiness. Every day, find something to laugh or be happy about. I won't share with you what makes me laugh. But it does make me laugh, but it makes me feel good. After a day of hardship or working through something, find something that makes you laugh on TV. Just enjoy that. You have that in your power to do that. There was a gentleman, an old man that lived in a village. The whole village was tired of him. He was always gloomy, constantly complained, and he was always in a bad mood. The longer he lived, the viler he became, and more poisonous were his words. People did their best to avoid him because his misfortune was contagious. He created the feeling of unhappiness in others. But one day, when he turned 80, an incredible thing happened. Instantly, everyone started hearing the rumor. The old man is happy today. He doesn't complain. What is that all about? He smiles. His face is freshened up. The whole village gathered around him. Tell us, what happened to you? And if you're crabby, or you have someone in your life who's crabby, when they're smiling and they're happy, you have to find out what it is. The old man replied, nothing special. 80 years I have been chasing happiness, and it was useless. And then I decided to live without happiness and just enjoy my life. That's why I'm happy now. When you quit chasing it and trying to figure out how do I get happiness, and you just do it, you're just it, that's when you have it in your life. That's when you have gained that happiness. Always live in the present moment. My biggest way of figuring out how to live in the present moment was when Reverend Charles Clapadlo and myself, and I've told the story before, jumped from an airplane. You don't know how that feels. Especially like my husband says it really clearly. He said this, we're waiting in Fowlerville. It had rained so much, it was terrible. We thought for sure it was going to be canceled. And all of a sudden, this plane at the field, the sun came out. The field, what would happen is this plane came in, and it was different colors. It looked like the wood on the plane was blue and yellow and pink. And it put, boom, put, boom. And I looked at Reverend Charles and I said, "Do you think that's our plane? do you think it's safe?" He goes, "Liz, let me check." He says, "No, I see the sun shining and we're walking. We're okay." I said, "Okay." They don't give you much direction on it either, you know, what you're going to do, because it was tandem. Oh, God forbid if I jumped by myself. But it was tandem. My guy was perfect. He was my height. He told me everything to do. Charles's guy was the same height as him, very strong voiced German man. "Well, get on plane, get." I remember Reverend Charles and I sitting, and there's no seats in this plane. There are no seats. So you're sitting there, and your feet are spread out this way. You've got this person behind you, and his feet are there. And so the closest one to the window or the doorway to jump was Charles. He was the one that got to go out first. He looked at me like this. He says, "I guess I go." His guy told him, "Put your feet out over that little lap, you know, that you get on the plane with." And he said, "Just fall." And so I'm looking, they're falling. And I mean, they were disappearing in the clouds because you're up like about 10,000 feet. So my guy, I'm looking at him and he's telling me we're going back up. We have to go back up to that height and we have to jump from there. And he kept being preoccupied with putting the straps on me. And I goes, "Why are you so preoccupied with, you know, making sure everything was tied down?" And he said, "Because his girlfriend jumped and..." So he made sure that I didn't have any problems jumping or any issues with any parts of my body. But I'm telling you, when you jump from an airplane, and this one here, Reverend Terry Ryan, he says, "Why would you jump from a perfectly good airplane?" I said, "Because it's there." But when you jump, you truly have the past, the present, and God forbid you're hoping for the future, because you are in no man's land. But I am telling you, from a person who had horrible fears of heights, that this got me over that. So am I happy about this? Yes. Is because I landed. Willis said I looked like a little black pea that jumped out of something up there making noise. But was it worth it? Yes. Find what makes you happy. Find what gets you over the problems you have in life, whatever they are. This is your life. Have fun, experiment, do things. I was trying to get him to do, you know, how you go in caves and that. Well, he turned me down on that. But walking on hot coals, anything that you can do to make you feel like, yes, I've arrived. Doesn't matter what age you are. I was 55 when I jumped from the plane. Now I'm 73 almost. So what else can I do to make me happy? But living in the present moment is what we have, and it's fleeting. My present moment from that chair up here is in the past. And my future is when I finish and I sit down. I at least know that. Chair's not going to be flying from the sky. But I'll tell you, find something that makes you happy. Be passionate about it. Go forward doing it. There's so many things to do. Don't let your mind control you with, oh God, you're going to fall. Oh, no. You might not live. That's ego. Talk to your ego. Say, thank you for being concerned, but this is what I want to do. Be on the platform with me. Be on there with me. Use the power of intention. You have the power to choose. In fact, you are making choices all the time. Do you want tea or coffee? Do you want a red dress? Do you want a black dress? Do you want your hair up? Do you want your hair down? Do you want to do yoga? What do you want to do? Even by making a choice or not making a choice, you are making a choice. Become intentional in making choices by having a vision of mind, a vision of your life, your business, your relationship, your health, your wealth. Put those pictures in your mind. Make them happen. I always tell people that I read for, I say, well, just put it on a piece of paper, put it under your pillow. Because, believe it or not, these intentions we have, they're going to surface through. Living intentionally by deliberately making choices to move you forward toward manifesting your vision of outcomes and taking the responsibility for your life. How about feeling calm and confident? Confidence can be hard, especially when it looks like it's all stacked up against you. I remember when I worked and I'd have to get in front of several of the officers in the company, and I'd have to take 2 drinks of water, take a deep breath, because I was very shy. And here I have to stand up and present things. I was the office manager. Took those 2 drinks, took a deep breath, walked into the room, and stood in my power stance. And I'm telling you, when you do, everything flows through. I said what I had to say. I was done. I excused myself. And now the confidence was there for me. I knew that if I walked in that room, I would get through this. Ask yourself, what do I choose to accept from this conversation with anybody, and how do I respond? You don't have to respond to everybody that comes right in front of your face. You can choose just to look and go, thank you for your input. Thank you for what you shared. I'll think about it. You don't have to say, what are you saying, and get into confrontation. No. Why waste your time, your breath, your energy? Look for the good in people. And that's the best thing my mother always showed me. She said, what do you like about that person? And she'd say, not all the other things that you don't like, but what do you like? Find the one thing that you like in that person and let them know, I love your hair. The woman over here, beautiful hair. And I'm talking about you, smiling. And look at the purple outfit over there. Wow. Give people compliments. That's what you can do. That will change them, but it also makes you feel good too. Let people help you, like I said earlier. If they want to help you, thank you. If they say you're beautiful, thank you. That way, that energy has completed and goes back and forth. So I say, let's start now if you're not already doing it. Let's start now to take responsibility for our life, this life, and my happiness. God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you so much.